So there you are, out hiking in a remote area with your significant other. The trail is narrow, steep, and winding, and everything's fine until she starts to slip, and then she falls down the embankment, crumpling into a pile at the bottom, her ankle broken, and also pretty well bruised and banged up. Are you prepared? Let's find out. Hey, so if we haven't met yet, I'm Blitz, and in this video, we are going to be focusing on 2 reality-based survival scenarios and discussing what you need to survive and be successful in these scenarios. Wife, girlfriend, or significant other is injured. Her ankle's busted, she's pretty well bruised and banged up, might even have a concussion, and guess what? You're in a remote area, there's no 911, there's nobody to call for help. It's just on you to get her out of that area, get her to safety before darkness falls. So what do you need in order to be successful in this hypothetical situation? For a moment, I want to totally put aside gear, because this is what everybody talks about. This is what I always talk about. We obviously know that you need a medical kit and you need shelter and paracord and all these other things, right? I want to go beyond all that and talk about the skills that you need in order to survive and take care of the situation that you've been presented with. So first, and obviously, you need the skill of working out. The process of learning techniques and how to move your body in an optimal, efficient, and strong manner. Understanding that when you can deadlift and squat heavy weight, you are building the vital muscles needed to get her stabilized, to lift her dead weight and get her back to the trailhead. When you're intentional in your workout regimes, you will see that having strong shoulders is a huge asset when carrying a loaded backpack and lifting weight by hand. You know that by simply grabbing your rucksack and going for an hour hike before work, you will get used to packing weight and building stamina, and then, in turn, ease of mind. Secondly, you need a healthy mindset. You don't need to panic, you don't need to freak out, run around like a chicken with your head cut off. You need to stay calm, cool, and collected, and if you've already taken care of number 1, working out, gaining physical strength, endurance, and stamina, your mindset will be massively improved. And I'm not saying that like all your problems in life can be solved by working out, but what I am saying is that the techniques and the discipline that you gain from working out can then be applied to other aspects of your life, because the way I look at it, life is really just a bunch of reps. And you need to do a lot of reps to get good at whatever you're trying to get good at. So 2 skills that you need here, right? Healthy mindset and physical strength. The ability to lift up heavy stuff and put it back down again. And these are 2 things that I gained from the accountability project that I'm involved in right now. Basically, it's a community of like-minded people, and they're all interested in the same stuff I'm interested in. Survival, fitness, working out, mindset, journaling, and all that kind of good stuff. So if you're interested to get a little more information on that community, I'll drop a link down there in the pinned post and the description. On to the next scenario. You are out shopping at the local Mega Mart, whatever place you go shopping at. You're walking out in the parking lot and you notice a couple guys kind of wandering around hitting people up for money. And you kind of want to avoid them. So you make a beeline to your car, but they manage to cut you off before you can get to your vehicle. Before you know it, they are in your personal space. And one of the guys is like, bro, I just need a little bit of money. Can you help me out? I need a little gas money. My girlfriend's pregnant. We're stranded. And you've probably heard all those different types of ploys to get money, right? So in a split second, you're trying to analyze this entire situation. And you look in the corner of your eye and you're distracted for a moment and you see this girlfriend or whoever she is sitting in an old beat up car, eyeballing the entire situation. And in that moment that you're distracted, one of the guys pushes you up against the car and takes a swing. Now, he doesn't connect all the way, but he connects enough to knock you off balance. Are you prepared to handle this situation? What are the skills that you need to survive and come out on top? And once again, we're not going to talk about gear. We're not going to talk about the gun you like to carry, or the knife you like to carry, or the brass knuckles you want to carry, or any sort of weapons at all. What we're going to focus on is the physical skills that you need to have inherently within you in order to handle the situation and not get your ass kicked, or even worse, something else happened to you. So first and most obvious, you need to have some sort of knowledge, some sort of skill set in practical self-defense. And when I say practical self-defense, I'm not talking like karate or martial arts that nowadays are watered down and involve zero sparring. I'm talking about a real martial art like boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Something where you're going to get pressure tested, where you're going to get a bloody nose, where you're going to get punched in the face, where you're going to get choked out, where you're going to have somebody applying pressure to you, and you're going to have to deal with that pressure and understand how to fight in that type of situation. That is absolutely vital, and it's a skill set that a lot of people just like to avoid. I can't tell you how many times I've had people comment on a video and say, well, I don't really need to be in shape because I got my Colt 45. Or I got, my Glock, and I'll just shoot them. Okay, well, let me know how that works out for you, because the last time I checked, you just can't just start blasting people because they push you. They get in your personal space. You feel a little threatened, or even if they hit you. I don't even need to point to the number of court cases where people have had to go through living hell in very justifiable self-defense scenarios where they've used their weapon in self-defense. First thing that's going to happen is if you shoot somebody, you're going to go to jail. And you're going to have to prove that that's self-defense, and that's going to cost a lot of money, and there's going to be a lot of things that are going to go down that I think a lot of people don't think about, and they just use the fact that they carry a weapon as an excuse to be lazy, out of shape, and incapable of fighting. And the second skill you're going to need here is the ability to stay calm under pressure, the ability to quickly analyze a situation and take quick and efficient and swift action. And then, of course, situational awareness plays in really big on this one too, because whenever you're in a public space, especially with just the constant mass shootings we see on a regular basis and just the random violence that we see, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware of people in your space and be able to pick those people out and then be able to deal with them as necessary. What are your thoughts on the matter? Does carrying a knife or a gun or some other type of weapon somehow make you magically capable of handling any situation like what we've been talking about here? I think too many people, and tragically enough, hold themselves in very high esteem and high value, and they think that they can fight when they don't have a damn clue, right? They have this illusion. And trust me, that illusion gets shattered real quick. At least it did for me. I used to think I knew how to fight until I started boxing. And when that bell went off and I got punched in the face repeatedly over and over again, and I gassed out and I felt like I was going to collapse and die, I don't know, that kind of destroyed my illusions of me thinking like, hey, I was in a fight 10 years ago and I kind of kicked this dude's ass, so I guess I still know how to fight. And what we're talking about is the Dunning-Kruger effect. And that really is just people having this cognitive bias and thinking that they can do things that they just honestly can't. And so since they don't have any competency, let's say in the realm of fighting, they don't have any way to really tell if they can fight or not. So they just make the assumption based on really nothing that they can fight. And so they have this illusion, and sometimes that illusion can turn out to be pretty deadly if you're under the impression you can do something that you just have no clue on how to do in a real world situation. So for me, the best option is to live in reality, eliminate all illusions that I can do a certain thing, and then make myself proficient in unarmed combatives, in physical fitness, and in those realms where I need to be healthy. I need to be healthy mentally and physically. And if you know how to fight, and if you can lift heavy things and put them back down again, that is going to be a game changer for your mindset, and it's going to foster habits and disciplines that are going to bleed off and give you massive impact and value in other aspects of your life. So instead of spending your evening binge watching Netflix, eating junk food, maybe having a few drinks, hanging out with your buddies at the bar, you can spend that night at the gym, on the mats, or in other ways of self-improvement, so you can be ready for these types of scenarios, because you are not unique. This stuff can happen to anybody at any time, at any place, and these situations are much more frequent than what you may think. So with that being said, stay frosty, stay prepped, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for the support.